What's up, guys? It's Jules. Thanks for coming back for another weekly update. I hope I sound better than I did last week. Uh, just a really persistent cold. I mean, that's pretty much just a really bad cold, kind of a sinus thing. We'll talk more about that later, but my goodness, I'm doing better and I'm glad. Thank goodness, because it was just bleh. Over the holidays. No sickness. We're gonna start by showing you guys. I have a new start. Um, One of my own patterns. I actually did a tiny little video about it, like a shorts video earlier in the week. I just decided that I just wanted to I wanted to do some more monochrome, and I just kind of grabbed a hold of this one and just kind of, even though I have like 2 or 3 others in the process, but so I haven't gotten terribly far. I think it's about 8 or 9%, but it's not a very long stitch. Let me show you what it actually looks like here. So that's what it's gonna look like eventually, and then you can see just the hat part right now. I'm stitching this on 25 count. It's kind of like a uh, off-white. I kind of almost was like, it's like pinkish, offish. I can't really quite peachish maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, for whatever reason, I was like, this looks like the kind of fabric for the gnome, and I'm actually, if you guys look close enough, I'm stitching. It's 2/1, but I'm just doing. When you look from a distance, it looks fine. I'm only doing a half cross stitch, a half stitch, which when I stitch on 25 count, I just do half stitches. I mean, honestly, it's half the number of stitches and get something done twice as fast. And I like it. So I spent, I think it was Saturday, quite a few hours working on it. But I was glad to kind of get it going. So, so it's 151 by 270. It's in the store. There's a link to this particular product down in the somewhere in the video. Somewhere in the video in the product description is where it's at. Excuse me. Not totally over being sick, but so anyway, so there is the Grumpy Gnome. I kind of, let's see, is there anything else that I could show you here? There is another one that I have been working on, and I don't think I have it in the store. And of course I'm not going to have it necessarily. Let me see if I can pull up my pattern keeper and show you guys if I have a picture of it. It's another Colorado cross stitch. And okay, I'm going to show you the picture on, it's this one right here. So I just call it like mini Colorado mountains. So it's like this, kind of like the state flag rising over the Rocky Mountains. And I don't know. I mean, okay, I do know. You guys are all about like new starts, and we all do that from time to time. And sometimes to get inspired to stitch, you gotta try something new, right? You gotta jump into it. So this is a small one. So I've just gotten like the yellow part done. Just working with that so far. But I think like halfway across is like right here or so. Like it's a small pattern. Let me see if I can look at it real quick. Yeah, let me zoom out of the pattern so you guys can see roughly where I'm at. Oh, my pattern keeper. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's as far as I've gotten. Actually, I could show you that on the gnome too. Where are you, gnome? So let's see. I am 9.6% of the way done. About 8,000 more stitches. So the green is what needs to be stitched. The black has been stitched. So anyway, I'm just, I had I didn't do anything on Overall Map 2 this week other than organize more floss. That's something that I did work on this weekend, and I am waiting on more of Pip and Chip, the boxes that I got, because I just love these things. I got this set, but I need to get some more. I've gotten a few more coming, so I'll have like 4 of the 5 or 4 of the 6 or however many they are, and it'll just give me an opportunity to make sure that I just hopefully can stay better organized with my floss. And I might have gotten some stitching done on Overall Map Tube. I just it wasn't enough to like feel like I could show you guys, and so like it just wasn't gonna look like I had done anything. But the Pip and Chip stuff is coming. I bought it like on the 18th or the 19th or something like that, and it's kind of in California with the post office. It sat there for about 3 days after it cleared customs for some reason, and maybe you guys know this, but like the stuff came from the UK, but it went through customs in LA, and maybe just because of the fact that I'm in Colorado, it's closer. I have no idea, but anyway, I just thought that was a little different, but um, I'm eagerly awaiting that coming because that's gonna really be like the next step in getting stuff organized. Um, I'm actually changing up my desk as well, so you guys can actually see like compared to my normal setup. First of all, the lighting should be better because I actually focused on like how many lights can I put up at the same time. So I'm much more pleased with the lighting, even though you can see like reflections. I don't know how to stop that right now. I haven't researched it. But if you're new to the channel, these are all of my designs. And I didn't necessarily stitch everything, but they are all my designs. We've got baby girl footprints. We got the Eiffel Tower, sun worship. We got the purple rose or purple flower, knowledge, wisdom, peace. Back here is the Empire State Workers. Got our monochrome sea turtle. And then up above, kind of can see my little French bulldog up there, sitting up there, lording over all of us here. So, excuse me. So yeah. So I've moved my workspace over to the side, and I actually think I'm gonna like that an awful lot. It's gonna it's just going to be better. This center spot might actually turn into, the center on the left side might actually turn into more of a stitching area for me. And I'm hoping that that's going to be a way that I can get more organized so that I can get more stitching done. That's the goal. The last couple weeks this year, I have definitely done a fair bit of stitching on just different projects and whatnot for the last couple of weeks. I would have done more if I hadn't been sick, but because I going to bed at like 7:30. I'll talk about being sick here shortly, but I have put it in my head, and I really need to do this. Is I just need to stitch more. And I've said this periodically from time to time, but it's true that, I mean, I do love stitching. That's what got me obviously into everything. I love to design, but I also love to stitch. So I really want to have a lot more finishes in the coming year. I have the big end of year wrap up video that's going to be coming this weekend. It might hit, it's probably going to hit on Sunday. I don't know if I'll do a stitch with me this week. The reason why I didn't do one last week was just because I couldn't talk for longer than like 10 minutes without coughing, like really bad. But it's time for that. It's that time of year again. So the end of the year special. There's a lot of finishes to show you. Most of them are not from me, but they are of my patterns. So we'll line them all up and kind of see how they all go. January, my goal is to get framing ordered for all of them and hopefully get everything framed before I have surgery in mid-February. That would be a good goal for January. But I right now have set myself up, or not set myself up, but I have a goal of finishing 6 monochrome projects this year. So it's absolutely doable. In fact, I could do it like in the first half of the year if I just commit myself to stitching. That's kind of hard, but it's something that I do want to do. Sorry. But I definitely want to get stuff done. I have my other crazy goal, and I have to pull up Old World Map 2 to look at it to see where exactly I'm at. So my goal for Old World Map 2 would be to do 30,000 stitches this year. That's a lot of stitching. That's ambitious. That's very ambitious with everything else that I have kind of been wanting to do. It's doable. It's just going to be a little crazy. And where that would put me would be almost halfway through, well, I would finish up where I'm at and then be about 45% of the way on the second row all the way across. So let me pull this up a little bit. So again, on my trusty tablet here, um, as it stands, I would have to finish everything across from there and then get over here. That's a lot of stitching for 1 year for me. But I need to do it. I need to basically relax more, stitch more, listen to more books, play more video games. The design work and everything else that goes along with it is going to happen, but I don't need to be all like, oh, I gotta get this done. It's my number one priority. The 2023 was obviously my best year for the store, for both stores, Etsy and my website. Um, my website is really done a lot better than in previous years, and I'm continuing to learn how to make it better and to do more. But that's, a lot of that just needs to happen with time. And while I do want to continue to put out routinely every week, 3 or 4 or more patterns, um, I just, I need to stitch. I absolutely need to stitch. And I'm looking forward to seeing like all the things that I can do this coming year when I focus on stitching. So, let me see, what else can I talk to you guys about? Probably it's time to talk about oh, I'm also on, like, I never asked you guys this, but I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok now, Stitching Jules Design. I actually put up that little shorts video that I put on YouTube. I actually popped it up on TikTok. It's a different audience, and I thought, let's just give this a try and just see. And part of me stitching more, I want to share that aspect of me and what I'm doing with little videos and things here and there on YouTube and TikTok. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Um, so being sick, there, you guys probably know this because you probably have had the same thing. Because I've heard it from friends all across the country and stuff. Just how, like, there's this respiratory thing that just does not want to let go, and you get it, and you're sick, and then you start feeling better, and you think you're over it, and then it comes back, and then you're sick for a while, and then you get a little better, and then it comes back. I think I'm on the third wave right now. Each wave gets better, but it is not. It's not been fun, and so, but I think I'm like really right. I'm right at the end of being sick, and so thankfully I didn't end up having surgery. The first potential date was December 19th, which would have been, last week, and I couldn't have done that with as sick as I was. So I'm very glad that didn't work out to happen that way. So that's really good. And let's see what else. But yeah, I did pretty well on Christmas. Lots of cold medicine though, a lot of medicine, just to help me sleep at night and whatnot. And I was sleeping like 12-hour days or more, several days last week, especially once we took some time, like the Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I was sleeping a lot, which was great, but yeah, it was a lot of sleep. What else is going on? I actually also ended up getting a new tablet. I'm sending back I told you guys that I had a tablet that I used, and primarily for Pattern Keeper, and I was using it, and it suddenly just stopped. I've had it for like a year and a half, maybe more, 2 years, and it just stopped connecting to the internet. And we tried all different kinds of things, and it's just like, okay, it's just not working anymore. So I was like, I'll just get another knockoff Android tablet, no big deal. I got to be able to use Pattern Keeper, and there's some tablet games that I like to play. And unfortunately, when I went to play said tablet games, the frame rate, which it's a very small tablet game, but the frame rate was terrible, and there were other things about the tablet, just like low quality, just very low quality. So that's getting sent back, and actually there was a deal on the Samsung, like a 2-year-old Samsung model, and so I got that, and I've been very happy with it so far. And the game that I play is Match 3D Master. I love that game, and it's just a matching game where they throw like, you know, 100 different objects on the board, and there's like 50 pairs of stuff, and you just go, so you're just doing that. So I really enjoy playing that, and a few other games that I've been playing on there. Again, I need to play more. I need to have more fun. Um, so yeah, so that has happened. Ooh, and I got a nice cover. Check out the cover I got for this. And so it fits it perfectly. And but yeah, I was like, this is a cool cover. It's, it's kind of a leather, like embossed, engraved leather. I don't even know what those words mean, but um what else is going on? It snowed twice this past week. It snowed on Christmas Eve. We got a good couple inches at least, and then and that was Saturday night, Sunday morning. It was really nice, and then we went over to some friend's house for my husband and I went over to some friend's house for Christmas, where we do our routine Christmas thing every year, which was always a blast seeing a bunch of friends and whatnot. And there's a big seafood thing that we do, and that was a blast. But coming home, there was a blizzard warning on the phone, and it was like, what are you talking about, blizzard warning? Like, we were supposed to have no snow for like the rest of the week, but I guess the storm that went through was circling back for some reason, and it was supposed to start raining and snowing again, and we're like, no way. You're like, it's just not gonna happen. It just doesn't. That's just so weird. It's not gonna happen. And then we woke up Tuesday morning, day after Christmas, and there was a good solid couple inches, 2-3 inches of snow on the ground. And it was icy and whatnot. And I had to work, so my husband had it off, but I had to work. So kind of slipped and slid all the way over to work, um, and then but today it was a little, again, it's still a little rough, but everything's pretty much melted off the road, so we're totally fine now. Um, I get questions about the dogs. I haven't talked about the dogs in a really long time, and a lot of it is just because there's just three of them now, and they don't do a whole lot. They're all three of them are pretty elderly, like 13, 14, and 17 roughly. Um, Topher, Doogie, and Bailey. And so and yeah. Topher has really kind of since Zuzu passed early this past year from cancer, and since Zuzu passed, Topher has kind of come out of his shell more and more. He used to be pretty, you'd sit back and not do a whole lot, but because anytime he would try to come up and get some lovin's, she would always burst in and like move him out of the way and want to get all the pets and everything. She was very selfish in that way. But Topher now, absolutely, he adores my husband, and well, my husband also is the one that takes him for walks, and he loves that. But he finally decided, like a few months back, or I don't know when exactly it was, that he was going to sleep upstairs with us in our bedroom, and there's a dog bed up there that he can lay on, and a lot of times my husband goes to bed earlier than I do because he gets up really early in the morning, and Topher will just charge up the steps. When it's time for bed, he's so excited. It's time for bed, and which is pretty funny. And so, but yeah, there's just the three of them. I still have the axolotl group. He's still doing great. Just fed him a big old fat worm, and talked to him for a little while ago. And you can't hear said bird, but the bird is still here. The little parakeet, little budgie that we've had now for 5 years, maybe. And the bird was 10 when we got it. And I'll be perfectly honest, I don't really interact with said bird a lot. We have music playing for it nonstop, and when the weather is nice and it's warmer, open the window up, let some bird talk from outside come in. He's happy as a clam. He just does his thing, and so it's kind of crazy. I don't do anything special. He's just still alive. So I do have my moments of weakness where I do look at dogs online, and cats. I'm not sure really what we're gonna do when the time comes when we are, dogless, which um, that day could come a lot faster than we think, or we could, still be talking about this a couple of years from now. Um, but not really sure what we're gonna do going forward. We've always said in the past that things just kind of present themselves, and it's very true. And yeah, I don't know. We're just, we're gonna just wait and see how that goes. So, um, mm, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions you want me to address in the end of year special, let me know. Um, I totally, whatever you guys have. The hair is doing okay. I actually was supposed to get a haircut a couple weeks ago, and I had to postpone it because the hair was actually too short to cut. I felt like I really got it cut too short this time. Oh, it's so soft. It feels so good. And so yeah, I kind of like how it's cut now, sort of. It's a little too short on the sides sometimes, but um, we're doing something different every time it gets cut, and I'm due for a haircut in a week, so it's about time. It's time to get it trimmed down a little bit, and so uh, preparations for surgery. Oh, this is the weird thing that I can tell you guys about. So for weeks, I've had foot pain related to my back. Um, it's sciatica basically. I have a lot of problems at L4-5. I'm getting my back fused in about 6 weeks or so, 5-6 weeks, and I've just had like a lot of foot pain on the right side, and I started having some pain on the left side a few weeks ago. And what was crazy about it was when I got really sick, all the pain went away. I don't know if like my body was like, yeah, you can't handle the pain as well as being sick, or just body resources went to fighting the cold or whatever it was. I don't know, but I like all of a sudden, like, even though I'm like coughing and hacking and like nose is running at work, I'm bopping around like 6 months ago. Like I feel great, and I totally couldn't believe it. And so, um, and then because I had noticed it, like I was like, wow, I'm feeling really good. I wonder if it's because I've been sick. And then last week, Friday before the Christmas weekend, I was finishing cleaning up at work. I was one of the last people there, and I basically stuck my foot in I had opened up a grate to pour stuff into it, and stupidly, like somehow just stepped into it, or got my heel caught in it or something. And I went down, and I wasn't going to be able to stop myself. And I think I would have hurt myself pretty bad if I tried. But I just kind of hit and rolled. It was fine. I thought I was okay, but oh my goodness, was I like, give me another like couple of days, and my all the pain started coming back. And it could have been also that I just wasn't sick enough to really suppress that anymore. But yesterday I was just a mess. What was yesterday? Yeah, Tuesday, back to work. It was totally a mess. Today I was much better, but I just thought that was weird. I'm like, I don't know if I was just doing better, period. Like I'm just going through a period, going through a phase of where the nerves either aren't feeling anything, or, maybe I just, I don't know, my body was distracted with other things. So who knows? All right. Trying to think if I have anything else. I've talked for a long time. Yeah. All right, guys. So prepare yourself for end of year. I don't know, it's like the sixth annual, seventh annual end of year Stitchapalooza or whatever it is. And I'll have all the finishes, all the progress I've made during the year, and then we'll discuss goals for the coming year, more specific goals, specific patterns that I want to do. Oh my goodness, I haven't even shown you guys new patterns. Oh my gosh. If you've been waiting for that, you'd be like, well, what did you do this week? You haven't done anything again, have you? No, I have not done anything. All right. Hold on. Stand by. Standing by. I can't believe that I forgot. Okay. Because I got some really cool ones. All right. So let's see. What can I show you guys that I've done? All right. So I did those. All right. I did those. I did those. So you guys remember I showed you the Aries tarot card cross stitch pattern, right? And let me pull it up here. That one right there, the black and white monochrome. Well, I actually just also put out I need to put them all out. I've got all 12. Well, I've got all 12 pictures. I don't necessarily have them all ready to go. Let me show you. I got Gemini. So Gemini was the next one that I've done. And so it's twin girls. Here we go. That's Gemini. I think Pisces was coming on next. I've just got to do it. I just got to get in there and just do it. But that's that one, and it is kind of biggish. It's like 262 by 407. I just can't get it any smaller and have it be good quality stitch. So, I mean, that's just how it is with me. You guys know how it goes. And I got a couple more to show you. So these are in the stores right now, both on Etsy and stitchingjewelsdesign.com, which I will have all that down below. All right, I got two more to do. I'm going to show you my my attempt at snark. This is kind of could be like a Valentine's Day winter thing, but it's basically, this is a skeleton, kind of like a female skeleton, holding a cup of coffee with like pink roses, pink glasses, pink bow in the hair, so to speak. And it says, "It's cold outside, like my heart." So I thought that was pretty funny. I had to do that. Let me look here. How many? Oops. Here we go. Let's see. It's 180 by 250. There's 17 colors. So, but it's not full coverage. So all the white everywhere. And I removed a lot of the stitching. There was a lot of stitching, extra stitching, like in her body area, but I thought it just looked better without that. Just have her ribs like that. So there's that one. And then the creme de la creme, which I love. I love this one. I love it. It's just so big. I don't know if I'll ever like actually stitch it. But I've been wanting to do this one for a while. It's the Chicago River as it flows through downtown. It's one of the more iconic spots that you'll see. This is a lot of stitching. This is like upwards of about 70,000 stitches. So this is like, think monochrome walkway, think the Empire State Workers. It's a lot of stitching, but this came out so nice. So just the Chicago River. And yes, it's a monochrome, so you're just doing one color. I like to use DMC 310, but you can do whatever you want. But that's kind of how it came out. I'm thrilled. I think it looks great. And I published the thing, and like 2 sold like within like 12 hours of me throwing it out there, which I thought was crazy because I hadn't told anybody yet that it was out there. And I think that's it. I think that was it. It was like 4 patterns. Yeah, 4 patterns there. So, this is the longest video I've done in a while, and I hope that it doesn't preclude me from doing an even longer one for the end of the year here in just a couple of days. But I'm going to call it quits for this one. I actually kind of want to stitch or do something along those lines tonight. And I think otherwise I'm good. I hope you guys are getting a lot of stitching done this holiday season. If not, hopefully you're doing something else that you find just as relaxing and enjoyable. And I will see you guys really soon. And the next weekly update will be 2024. It's crazy. All right, guys, take care. Have a great day.